Netflix recently released a show entitled SPYCRAFT, which covers various spy tactics used by spies around the world. The techniques and technology used is interesting, but more importantly teach us many lessons that can be applied to business as well. Corporate espionage is a huge problem, and you may not be aware of just how much companies track you. You probably won't be poisoned at work, but could you fall victim to corporate sexspionage? Could Netflix's SPYCRAFT be used in business? SPYCRAFT is split into 8 topics. There is code breakers, covert communication, deadly poisons, recruiting the perfect spy, clandestine collection, sexspionage, and high-tech surveillance. All of these apply to varying degrees in business as well. Businesses have all the ingredients that spies go after: money, information, and secrets. Businesses are open to the same issues as governments. In many cases, business interests and government interests overlap. And due to the lack of counterintelligence, that makes businesses more vulnerable to attack than the actual government. However, businesses also use spy methods on their own staff to varying degrees as well. Most people would know about CCTV in businesses. However, this spying can go way further, to the extent of trackers that not only track every website you visit, but track every key you type. Company cars can be tracked for where you drive, how fast you drive, if you go over the speed limit, and so on. Companies can track and read all of your emails, and in extreme cases, they can even track offline activity when you go back online. They can even, in really extreme cases, watch you through your webcam, which is probably illegal in a lot of countries. I would note in many countries, some of that is illegal, and I'm certainly not recommending it. Aside from the ethics of doing such a thing, the time it would take is just not worth it as well. However, some elements of tracking within a business is advised to protect the company from people stealing their secrets. Companies have a lot of valuable information that can be stolen. As ridiculous as it sounds, some companies do send people into rival companies to get inside information. A common example that I've experienced to a lesser extent is people calling pretending to be potential customers and asking questions. However, you can usually tell that something is off, especially if someone wants information but won't give an email to send it to, for example. Or they just ask questions that are completely different to your standard inquiries and are more fishing for information about the business. However, the more common example is an employee who leaves for whatever reason and takes all the company's secrets to a rival, which happened recently in a large 9-figure case where a Google engineer stole self-driving technology before switching to Uber, which is an example of just how valuable the information that businesses have is. To move a little away from the doom and gloom, the show covers how easily microphones can be inserted anywhere. However, nowadays we all have a pretty common audio recording device in our mobile phones. I've tested and they even pick up the audio if your phone is in your pocket. So if someone is doing something illegal and you need proof, then hitting record on your phone and putting it on the table works well as well. You may have noticed that it's common when people sit down to put their keys and a phone on the table. So most people don't even notice this. It depends where you live as to how legal it is to record without the other person knowing. However, if someone is obviously doing something illegal, it helps to have as much evidence as you can legally get, or simply asking to record a meeting as well would be more ethical. But if someone's acting unethical and illegal, then if it's allowed in your area where you live, then I would highly suggest recording any conversation around those topics. However, I do want to be clear that it's not just saying to go record every conversation. However, where you live is important because in some countries there are exceptions to recording laws if someone else is breaking the law. That is, despite recording someone without their knowledge being illegal in your area, you are allowed to do it if they are breaking the law. But again, you would need to clarify that based on where you live. If you're in a situation that suits it, video record what's happening too. This is hard to do covertly, so better for situations where this is happening and you can openly film. However, as recording laws differ, you need to be aware of what you can do in your area. So in some places, even if the other person is breaking the law, you still might get in trouble for recording them. Corporate sexspionage might sound extreme, and I couldn't find any direct examples referring to it online. But regularly, companies use attractive people to represent their brands and sometimes use flirting to try to get customers. However, the more common issues relating to this in business relate to dating, having falling outs, divorces between business owners who now have to split the company, and so on. Another problem is where there are business partners and one business partner gets a new romantic partner who then causes problems within the management of the business, or encourages their romantic partner to split off into their own business. I'm sure there have been honey traps pulled off in business, but I couldn't find any references online, and it would be a genius way to take down a rival, but obviously that's going way too far. Moving on to one of the biggest problems in business that is also covered in SPYCRAFT, which is code breakers. Hacking is obviously a major problem for business. Every company needs to actively protect themselves from hacking. This also goes into basic stuff such as fake emails pretending to be from someone and asking for information or to sign in, also known as phishing. Now, this is a big problem in the UK. Somehow in the UK specifically, people are able to get data from somewhere of who owns the company and who is second in charge. They then send an email from the right address and it looks like it was sent from that person, requesting a payment be made, and it looks really realistic, so I'm sure a lot of people have fallen for it. To be honest, we almost fell for it. Only by luck with the time zones it didn't make sense. The way one of the emails was written, someone genuinely thought I had sent this to them, and the email genuinely looked like I was the one who sent it. I doubt anyone is going to be poisoned in business, but if a rival business member is overly keen for you to eat the food that they made, maybe you should think twice. Finally, recruiting the spy is obviously valuable towards recruiting people for your business. Obviously, you won't be recruiting spies in a business, however, hiring high-quality people in your industry can help you improve your business. However, you do want to be careful and not do anything illegal, so if someone comes to you and says, I can bring the clients or the IP of the existing business, then don't get involved. I'd love to know if you have any corporate espionage secrets and what you think of SPYCRAFT in the comments. All of this is just food for thought based on an interesting show. As always, good luck.